Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mount Billy Knight. This is a special River City chat for me today. Today is Sunday, one day after a 20-year-old attempted to assassinate our former president, Donald Trump. As your mayor, I just think that I'm compelled to say something to you about that, because I don't know what's going to happen in our country. But what I do know is, like Chip O'Neill, who was a congressman from Massachusetts, he and Ronald Reagan were best of friends, but they was on different sides of the aisle. Ronald Reagan, as you know, was the president of the United States, and Chip O'Neill was a liberal Democrat from Massachusetts, Speaker of the House. Chip O'Neill says all politics are local. All politics are local, which means everything about politics starts in the local community. The people in the community have to vote. The people in the community decides what they think the politicians need to do for them, for their local community, from where they live. We're supposed to communicate to our national leaders through our vote what we expect out of them. Now, Chip O'Neill and our President Ronald Reagan at the time, back in the 80s, did not agree with each other on very many policies. But they were the best of friends. They debated the issues over and over again. And somehow they came to an agreement on most of those policies. And they realized they did not get everything they wanted each time they debated a different policy. They were willing to compromise. And after they debated vigorously during the day, they would go out to dinner with their families to socialize and enjoy each other. Do you remember when John McCain was running for president and a lady in the audience said that she could not support President Obama because he was a Muslim? And John McCain says, no, that's not true. He said, we differ on policy, but he is a good man. And I'm not going to allow you to say that about him. Remember that? That was a long time ago. The Chip O'Neills and the Ronald Reagans being best of buddies on both different sides of the aisle, and John McCain speaking up for President Barack Obama. That's long gone. What happened to that? What happened when both parties could talk to each other and support each other? It is now a curse if one party is caught talking to the other party. What's wrong with that? It's like we in two different worlds. That if you're Republicans, you can do these things. If you're Democrat, you do these things. And neither one of the parties ever see any good in what the other party is doing. Now, I'm saying all that to say, on Saturday, the former president had an attempt on his life. by a 20-year-old young man who just graduated from high school 2 years ago. How in the world can a young man at 20 years of age have so much hate in his heart at 20 years of age that he feel compelled to take the former president's life? Where did he get that from? Could he have gotten it from his home environment? By listening to the adults? Could he have gotten it from his community at large? By listening to the adults? Did he get it from our national politicians that he's listening to? That every day are demonizing the other. Every day our national politics is demonizing the other. So what do you expect to happen over time? This young man got that from somewhere. He heard that from somebody older than he is. 20 years of age, he already feel compelled and got so much anger in his heart that he felt he needed to take the life of our former president. So most point, all I'm telling you is, please, let's be more civil with each other. Why can't we disagree but not be disagreeable? Why can't we discuss issues that we may differ with our neighbors and our friends and not take it to the next level of fighting, shooting, killing each other? So everybody now is wondering what happened. Now they're worried about whether the security team did their job. But we should never have gotten in that position in the first place. We shouldn't have never gotten in that position in the first place. But when you demonize the other party or the other person over and over again, what do you expect will eventually happen? That genie now is out of the bottle, and I don't know how we get it back. Matter of fact, I don't think we're going to be able to get it back in the bottle. But I want us in Moss Point to take a lesson from this. Let's be more respectful of each other. Not that you're not, but if you have a tendency to not be respectful to each other, I'm asking you to put that aside. Let Moss Point be the leader in that. We say we are the most hospitable city on the Gulf Coast. And I believe that we are. Let's continue to do that. And let's continue to be that hospitable to each other. Let's disagree, but still be able to work together. And realizing that we're not going to get everything we want. That's what compromising is all about. That's what democracy is all about. You're not going to get everything you want. But we work together, the majority rules, and we move on, remembering that we might not be together on this issue, but we may be together on the next issue. Words matter, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand, words matter. We all have to be careful about what we say, how we say it, because people are listening to us, especially those in leadership. Our national leaders have screwed this thing up, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know no other way to say it, because they demonize each other every day. They can't agree on anything. Do you mean to tell me that there's nothing that either side can agree on? That even before you read the complete policy package, they're disagreeing on it. It's like, again, I said, we in two different worlds. Do you think whatever policy is passed, that everybody don't have to live under that policy? If you're passing a policy that you think gonna only affect a group of people, do you think those are the only people that will have to live under that policy? Everybody have to live under that policy. So when you agree with your leaders to vote for a certain package, you have to ask yourself, first of all, how am I going to be affected by that? And not always thinking about it's going to adversely affect somebody else. I'm going to keep them in their place. But you got to live under those same policies. And we have to start telling our national officials as well as our local officials, what do you expect out of them? Do you expect this fighting all the time? Never agreeing on anything? Like I always got the best answers? I'm the only one? No. I am not the only one that know how to do these things. You are not the only one that knows how to do this thing. But collectively, in a good discussion, we can come out with what we hope would be the best remedy for any situation. So how did a 20-year-old young man get so much hatred in his heart at 20 years of age that he felt compelled to take the former president's life? Where did he get that from? He's listening to some adult. He's heard that from some adult over and over again. And that is the results of it. What do you expect? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say over and over again that the other side is no good and they don't want the best for you, and what do you expect gonna happen? Somebody gonna listen to that and take it to this level to say, I gotta wipe him out. Most point, I don't want us to be like that. I want us to be more civil with each other. And let's be an example of how our national government ought to work. I'm trying to set an example of how I think our national politics ought to work. More transparency, more people involved. I don't think I know everything. We're all in this together. We're one community. Up and down the Gulf Coast, we're one community. And what affects Moss Point affects Goche, Pascagoula, Ocean Spring, you name it, and vice versa. We are all interconnected here. And what happens in Washington, regardless of what side it is, it affects all of us. It affects all of us. We are interconnected, and we will not be able to get away from it. We're all in this world together, and we need to find a way to work together for the good of all. Because what affects one will affect the other, good or bad. Good or bad. Words matter. Words does matter. And once you put it out there, it's hard to take it back. I'm depending on you, Moss Point. Let's be an example of what civility really look like. What a leading community look like. What a community that work together look like. That's what Moss Point can do. Let's be an example. Let's be a light for the world. Have a good day.